The first time I suspected something was wrong, we were at our favorite breakfast spot. Mark kept his phone face down the entire meal, which was new. When the waitress refilled his coffee, he actually flinched like she might see something. I made a joke about it. "What, you texting your secret girlfriend?" He laughed too hard, his knee bouncing under the table. That knee bounce was his tell. I'd seen it when he lied about eating the last slice of cheesecake 3 years ago. 2 days later, I noticed his cologne smelled different when he came home from working late. Not the cedar scent I'd bought him for Christmas, but something sharper, more expensive. That night, I pretended to be asleep when he got into bed. He thought I was snoring when he opened his texts, but through my eyelashes, I saw the glow of his screen. The contact name was just L with a heart emoji. By week 3, the patterns were undeniable. He'd started showering the minute he walked in the door, which he'd never done before. His gym bag always smelled faintly of perfume, not sweat. And then there were the business trips. 3 in 1 month, when he usually traveled quarterly. The last one was to San Diego, where he claimed he stayed at the Marriott. But when I accidentally spilled wine on his suitcase, I found a receipt for a boutique hotel in La Jolla tucked in the lining. The breaking point came on a random Tuesday. Mark had left his iPad on the couch while he took a work call outside. We shared an Apple ID, so when a notification popped up from Google Photos, "Your album Weekend Getaway is backed up," I tapped it before I could stop myself. There they were, dozens of photos from what looked like a cozy cabin. Mark chopping wood in just his jeans. Mark making pancakes in an unfamiliar kitchen. Mark with his arms around a blonde woman as they toasted with champagne. The dates stamped on the photos were from the weekend he'd supposedly been at his brother's bachelor party. But the worst one? The selfie they took in bed, because peeking out from under the sheets was the exact same navy blue comforter we'd registered for at Bed Bath Beyond. Our comforter, in some cabin, with another woman. I heard Mark's footsteps coming back inside. My hands shook so badly I almost dropped the iPad. In that moment, staring at photographic proof of my husband's double life, I realized I had 2 choices. I could confront him right then and there, or I could start gathering evidence. That's when I noticed his Apple Watch charging on the counter, synced to his phone, full of messages he didn't know I could see. I took a deep breath, put the iPad back exactly where he'd left it, and made my decision. If Mark wanted to play house with someone else, he was about to learn what happens when you underestimate the woman who picked out those sheets. I became a woman possessed. Every night after Mark fell asleep, I'd carefully extract his Apple Watch from his wrist, heart pounding like I was disarming a bomb. The first message I found was from L. Her full name was Lisa Reynolds, a junior analyst at his firm. "Can't believe we have to wait till Friday. I'm already addicted to you." Sent at 2:17 p.m. on a day he'd texted me about back-to-back meetings. I started documenting everything in a hidden notes app folder. March 12th, $87 charge at Bloomingdale's. No gift ever appeared. March 18th, lift to Silver Lake apartment. Same address from before. March 22nd, Google search in his history. How to delete texts from Apple Watch. The real goldmine was his photos trash folder. Deleted but not erased. Dozens of screenshots of our text conversations where he'd mocked my concerns to Lisa. "Wife's getting suspicious LOL. Told her I'm stressed about mom's health. Worked like a charm." My hands shook seeing him weaponize his mother's cancer scare. Then came the smoking gun, a shared Google Doc titled Vacation Plans with Lisa. They'd booked a week in Cabo using our accumulated airline miles. The itinerary included couples massages and a sunset cruise. For the same week as our son's kindergarten graduation, I developed a routine. 1. 6:15 a.m. Check his watch for overnight messages. 12:30 p.m. Verify his location via Find My iPhone. 3. 9 p.m. Scan deleted emails after he showered. The lies piled up. His golf weekends were stays at her apartment. His client dinners were dates at our favorite restaurants. Even his therapy sessions were covers for afternoon trysts. The hardest part? Maintaining normalcy. I'd smile as he kissed me goodbye, then immediately check his Uber history. I'd laugh at his jokes while counting the minutes between his location updates. The man who'd once cried watching Toy Story 3 was now expertly living a double life. Everything came to a head on April 3rd. Mark left his email open on our home computer. A rookie mistake. There, in the drafts folder, was a half-written message to Lisa. Thinking about you in that black lace. Can't wait to... The cursor blinked mockingly after the fragment. That's when I noticed the calendar notification. Dr. Apt, Lisa, 10 a.m. at an OB/GYN clinic. The date was 2 weeks away. My blood turned to ice. I closed the laptop gently, walked to our bedroom mirror, and practiced my smile. Because now I needed more than screenshots. I needed undeniable proof, and I knew exactly where to find it.
I chose our anniversary to strike. Not because I wanted to hurt him, though part of me did, but because he'd already ruined the date forever. That morning, I made his favorite blueberry pancakes, just like always. He kissed my forehead, his phone buzzing with what I now knew was Lisa's daily good morning text. "Got you something," I said, sliding an envelope across the table. Mark grinned as he opened it, then froze. It wasn't a love letter. It was a screenshot of his Venmo history to Lisa, printed on glossy photo paper. His face cycled through emotions like a slot machine. Confusion, recognition, panic, then that practiced calm. "Babe, I can explain." I tapped my phone. His own voice filled the kitchen from a recording I'd made days earlier. "Lisa's just a friend from work, I swear. You're being paranoid again." Then I played the newer recording. "Meet me at our usual spot at 5. Tell the wife you're working late again." The color drained from his face. "You recorded me? That's illegal." "Not in our state," I said calmly, sliding my second gift across the table. A printout of California's one-party consent law. That's when the mask fully cracked. First came the tears. "It didn't mean anything, she pursued me." Then the anger. "You've been so focused on the kids, you stopped being my wife." Finally, the bargaining. "I'll block her right now. We can go to counseling." I let him finish before opening my laptop. There, on the big screen, 1. The engagement ring receipt. 2. Their shared Google Doc titled Our Future Home. 3. A screenshot of Lisa's Instagram caption, 3 years with my soulmate. Mark's mouth opened and closed like a fish. I'd never seen him speechless before. Then came the question I'd practiced in the mirror for weeks. "Did you ever love me? Or was I just convenient?" His silence lasted exactly 7 seconds. I counted. Then he whispered, "At first, yes, but..." I didn't need to hear the rest. Those 7 seconds of hesitation told me everything. As I stood to leave, he grabbed my wrist. For the first time in years, I saw real fear in his eyes. Not because he was caught, but because he finally realized I'd been 10 steps ahead the whole time. I didn't need to destroy Mark. The truth did that for me. When I filed for divorce, I included every screenshot, receipt, and recording, not out of spite, but because our son deserved to know why his family was breaking apart. The judge awarded me full custody after Mark accidentally sent me a text meant for Lisa. "Just play nice until the divorce is final, then we'll get shared custody reduced." But here's the beautiful part. I never had to expose him publicly. Karma handled the heavy lifting. 1. Lisa left him when she discovered the other secret Instagram account, a Mike Adventures featuring a brunette named Claire. 2. His firm fired him after discovering he'd used work trips for affairs. Our mutual friends slowly ghosted him when the truth trickled out. Meanwhile, I used the alimony to start a baking business. His silly hobby comment still stings. Turned our guest room into a recording studio for my true crime podcast. Finally took that Paris trip he always vetoed, with our son, who now calls croissants freedom bread. Last month, my son found Mark's dating profile during a school project on internet safety. There was our wedding photo, my face cropped out, with the caption, "Divorced, just looking for someone loyal." We laughed until our stomachs hurt. Then we adopted a 3-legged rescue dog who now sleeps on Mark's side of the bed. The best revenge wasn't the billboard I almost rented to display his Venmo history. It wasn't even mailing Lisa the black lace lingerie he'd bought with our joint account. It was waking up one random Tuesday and realizing I hadn't checked his social media in 97 days. His name no longer made my stomach clench. My hands didn't shake when his name popped up on a parenting app. That's when I knew I'd won. Not because he lost, but because I'd rebuilt something better from the wreckage. If you're listening to this with tears on your phone screen, wondering how you'll survive the proof you just found, you already are. One screenshot, one breath, one freedom croissant at a time. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a date with a bottle of champagne and the new Taylor Swift album. Cheers to fresh starts.